Stories are Boy Talks. My name is Osadumebi, and every week I usually tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. But this is Series Week, where I tell you a story over the course of 2 to 7 consecutive days. Basically, however long it takes to complete the story. Series Week will occur once a quarter, and the stories featured will still be written by Nigerian writers and authors, but will either consist of a sequence of related episodes from one story or a set of stories linked by a common theme. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this Series Week is a set of stories linked by a common theme: romance. And it's written by William Ifeanyi Moore. Today's story is the fourth, and it is titled Ed and Freddy, A Lesson on Falling. Catch up on earlier episodes from this week for stories 1, 2, and 3, and listen in tomorrow for the fifth and final story. Freddy was not exactly sure how he was supposed to react under the current situation. Last time he talked with Ed about girls, he near enough got told off for being promiscuous. But here he was with Ed, wondering if he should call him a hypocrite or cheer him on. It started with inviting Ed out on wingman duty. But less than an hour into the party, it seemed Ed was going to be the center of attention. Freddy made a mental note to ask Ed about this in the morning. For the time being, he was just happy to see the number one player he knew back in action. He felt a sting from his conscience for celebrating what was clearly a crack in his best friend's relationship. But he was not about to drag Ed away from an easy 9. He blamed it on status anxiety and left it at that. The next morning, Freddy woke up to the sound of footsteps as Ed led the girl from the bar out of the flat. He waited in pretend sleep until Ed came back in. Dude, what the fuck was that? I thought you were in love and whatnot. I mean, I can't argue with that though. I would divorce my wife for a piece of that ass. Freddy threw a pillow at him from the living room floor. I invite you out to wing me, and you kick me out of my room to get laid on my bed. What kind of friend does that? Ed was barely awake, but he knew going back to bed was out of the question. Freddy was not going to let this slide. He had known him long enough to know that. Guy, are you going to tell me what brought out the beast last night or what? Freddy reached for a small box by the couch. Better start talking. I will roll us one. I got this from James's dealer. 3 puffs will fuck you up. I don't know how they grow weed these days. Ed wiped the sleep off his eyelids as he staggered to the cupboard in search of a coffee mug. Should I make a cup for you too? Ed asked. Yes, please. No milk, no sugar, Freddy answered. We were only roommates for 4 years? I would never have guessed how you like your coffee, Ed replied in sarcastic exaggeration. They managed a few remember when stories as Ed made the coffees and Freddy rolled the joint. When they were both done, they sat on their favorite spots and turned on the TV before sipping and puffing kicked off. So what's up, though? Are you going to see that chick again? Or was this a hit-and-run operation? Freddy asked. I don't know. Like, she is hot and all, but I don't know if I want to risk her getting attached, Ed said. Dude, you're cold-hearted, man. You must think you are God's gift to women. Arrogant prick like you. What about Fiona? Are you guys cool? Ed paused with the joint in his hand. He was not quite sure how to proceed with his answer. Come on, dude. You can tell me anything. Is everything okay? Freddy egged him on. Guy, I don't know. Like, we are still together, but I feel different. And it's not like I just stopped liking her. Well, I guess I did. It's like as I've come to know her, she's just as boring as so many other girls I know. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Ed took a drag and passed the joint to Freddy. I get it. It's very common these days. You meet people and they have this mystique or whatever. But most of the time, it's just pretense. You get all excited and invest all your time in unwrapping them, only to find out that it was all packaging with no content. Freddy explained. Ed was relieved. He thought Freddy was going to give him a hard time for being preachy the last time they had a serious conversation about girls. I think social media has a lot to do with this thing, you know. You know how when we first meet someone, we don't really know them, but we fill the gaps with an idea of them that is more of what we want them to be than what they actually are, Ed said. Freddy was puffing away, nodding in agreement. These days, we stalk people online to fill this gap. And you know how everyone has the perfect life on social media? It's such a scam. Look, the next girl I meet, I don't want her Instagram, her Facebook, or nothing. If she cannot tell me who she is personally, I am not interested. Freddy could sense the bitterness in his friend's tone. He was going to make fun of him about this, but not just yet. Well, there is nothing you can do. But I just hope that you are not expecting every girl you meet to be like Angela. Fred said instead. If you are asking me if I am expecting girls I date to be funny, cultured, and cool, then yes. God, I miss her. She was the real deal. Now all I'm left with is a bunch of pretentious imposters who think I should kiss the ground they walk on. Freddy passed the joint. Bro, hit this. You need it. William Ifeanyi Moore is a seasoned writer, editor, and digital marketer with a passion for empowering creatives to thrive in the modern world. With extensive experience in ghostwriting, corporate storytelling, and digital branding, he has helped writers and brands alike amplify their impact. As the convener of the Black Tree Writers Academy, he champions African writers by teaching them how to navigate the business side of their craft. A decolonial thinker and advocate for independent artistry, William's work bridges creativity and strategy, offering fresh perspectives on storytelling in the digital age. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or X. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell someone, everyone, that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.